Hi everyone, welcome to the Choose France Tour and welcome to the scholarship webinar. My name is Siddhi and I'm the manager for Campus France office in Pune. And I will be moderating this very interesting and extremely popular webinar, which is dedicated completely to funding options that are available for anyone who is willing to pursue their higher education in France. So every year, there are a lot of scholarships that are given out to Indian students. As of now, there are more than 500 scholarships that are available for Indian students. And the amount that is spent on these funding opportunities is more than 10 crore rupees every year. So in order to understand what types of scholarships we have or what is the eligibility criteria, what is the application procedure, we have with us Ms. Rajni Bachwani, who is our scholarship manager at the French Institute in India at the Embassy of France in India. Then we also have two alumni with us who are currently actually studying in France. We have Ms. Akshaya Jose, who is a Charpak awardee. And then we also have Mr. Rajiv Srivatsan, who is an Eiffel awardee. Thank you so much for being here on panel with us. And I will let you all introduce yourself a little bit later when we are done with the presentation. For now, we will start with Rajni. I request you to please take over.
Siddhi, can you share the presentation in the meantime? A very good morning to everyone. I'm Rajni Bachwani, a scholarship in charge at the French Institute in India, which is part of the Embassy of France. I'm going to give you a short presentation on scholarships. And just before I start, thank you, Akshay and Rati, for joining us. I'll be very quick with the presentation. If you have any questions, please leave them in the chat box and we'll take those up towards the end of the presentation. So to begin with, I'm going to introduce you to different kind of scholarships that are available for Indian students to study in France. In this presentation, I'm going to cover mostly the major scholarships that you can apply for. Of course, there are many, and you always have the option to connect with us. If you want more information, you can leave your questions in the chat box and we'll take that up. Moving on to the next slide, Siddhi, please. So just to give you an overview, like Siddhi said, we give out more than 500 scholarships each year to Indian students, and the French government spends more than 11 crores every year Indian rupees into scholarships. All these scholarship awardees, they receive the status of French government scholarship holder, which entitles them to various benefits, like they get priority access to cruise accommodation, they get visa waiver by the embassy. They also get benefits of CVEC, which is a contribution that the students have to pay towards the campus life. All the scholarships that we offer are available at different levels, masters, bachelor's, PhD, and they are offered in various fields. All the scholarships that are offered by the Embassy of France in India are merit-based. That means we completely take into account the academic background of the students. We do not stress on social or financial background of the students. So it is very important that you have a consistent academic background. And the maximum age limit to apply for our scholarships is 30 years. Yeah. So there are different institutions that offer scholarships to the Indian students. There are scholarships that are offered by the Embassy of France in India. Then there are scholarships that are offered by French government, European Union. We also have Franco-Indian Education Trust, which is an Indian trust. We'll talk about that in detail. And there are also scholarships available for students which are offered by French institutions in France. Next slide, please. Talking about the Charpak scholarship. So the French government scholarship program in India is called Charpak. We've been running this program since 2010. So, we are almost into, we've been running this program for the past 10 years. It is divided into 3 sub-programs. The first one being Chapak Lab. This is offered to the students who are enrolled in, enrolled in an Indian institution at bachelor's or master's degree level, and who wish to undertake an internship at a French laboratory or institution. So students are required to find, the laboratory or university on their own according to their field of interest. Scholarship is offered for a maximum of two months, and it covers the benefits like monthly stipend of 700 euros and student visa fee waiver. Then comes the Chapak Master Scholarship, which is for the students who want to pursue their master studies in France. Scholarship covers the benefit of 700 euros. Students also get a waiver on their tuition fee plus additional benefits. We'll talk about those later. The application deadline is usually April, May. So if you're planning to go for the September 2022 intake, you should keep this deadline in mind. The call for application generally opens in February or March. Then we also have a Chapak Exchange Scholarship, which is offered at bachelor's or master's level. It is very important, if you're applying for exchange scholarship, it is very important that your Indian institution that you're enrolled in has a partnership or a tie-up with a French institution where you want to undertake your exchange semester. Like I said, it is offered for 2 sessions. One is spring session and autumn session. Spring session usually is between January and May, and autumn session between September to December. The scholarship is offered for a semester of study in France, corresponding to an academic semester, which is usually 4 months. Again, talking about the benefits, the students get 700 euros plus additional benefits, like they get assistance with finding accommodation, they get social security benefits, they also get a waiver on the Campus France procedure, which is a mandatory procedure if you're planning to take any long-term study program in France. Plus you also get visa benefits. Just a second, Sati, before you move on, for the application process, we'll get, I would let maybe later Akshaya, who's been a Chapak awardee, talk about the application process, how you can apply for it. Just to let you know that it is mostly done on online, where you have to submit online application, submit all the relevant documents before the deadline. Yeah. Second scholarship is Raman Chapak Scholarship, which is offered at PhD level. It is offered by the Embassy of France in India in an association with Department of Science and Technology and Ministry of Europe and External Affairs. The duration of the scholarship is generally 2 to 6 months. This is mainly for the students who are currently enrolled in an Indian institution at doctoral level and who intend to pursue a part of the research work in France. The scholarship value is, students get a monthly stipend of 1,500 euros, plus they also get local travel, accommodation, social security benefits, etc. If you plan to apply for this scholarship, you should keep a check on the deadline, which is usually somewhere in June or July. The next scholarship is FEMIS and ENS Louis Lumiere Scholarship, which is offered in the field of filmmaking and radio documentary. It is offered by the Embassy of France in India in association with 2 schools, La FEMIS, if you're planning to take, this is basically a summer training program, a short-term training programs, which are offered in an association with 2 institutions in France, La FEMIS and ENS Louis Lumiere. As mentioned on the slide, the FEMIS scholarship is offered for 2 months between May and July, and Louis Lumiere for 5 weeks training in radio documentary. The scholarship covers a monthly stipend of 920 euros plus airfare, social security, accommodation benefits. The deadline is generally between March and April. There are also training programs available for French language teachers in India. So if you are a language teacher in a school or a university, you can apply for this scholarship. The eligibility is generally you should have you should have a minimum work experience of 2 years in teaching French, plus a level of a B2 level of level in French. The duration of this program is 2 weeks between November and December. The scholarship covers mainly training costs, airfare, social security, and also covers some cultural visits. The scholarship is currently open, the deadline being 30th September. So if you're interested, you can submit your applications before 30th of September. And the results will be out by mid or end of October. Then we also have a scholarship in the field of music, which is in collaboration with the Nimrana Music Foundation. It's called EFI TNMF scholarship. The duration of this scholarship is 11 months. If you're interested in getting trained in Western classical music, you can certainly go for this scholarship. The scholarship covers benefits like a monthly stipend of 780 euros, plus airfare, social security, accommodation assistance, etc. If you want to apply for this scholarship, you have to get in touch with Nimrana, since the selection process is all done by the foundation. The deadline is usually between March and April. So yeah. The Embassy of France in India has also collaborated with some French schools to offer scholarships at master's level to Indian students in the field of management, social sciences, and engineering. We have a scholarship with Sciences Po in the field of social sciences. Then ESAI in the field of engineering. Sorry for the typo here. It's in the field of engineering. If you're Then EDEC Rennes Business School in the field of management. The scholarship generally covers a part of your tuition fee waiver. You can get benefit, between 3,000 euros to 10,000 on the tuition fee waiver. Plus, the Embassy of France offers you a BCS scholarship, which covers your social security, accommodation, and visa benefits. To apply for these scholarships, you must get in touch with these institutions, since they select the candidates based on the established criteria. So yeah, next slide, please. Coming on to the scholarships that are offered by French government, the famous being the Eiffel Scholarship of Excellence, which is offered in the field of law studies, economics and management, engineering sciences, and political sciences. It is offered by the French Ministry of Foreign and European Affairs, offered at 2 levels, master's and PhD. If you're enrolled at the master's level, the scholarship can vary from 12 to 36 months. And at PhD level, the scholarships can be only given for a maximum duration of 10 months. Scholarship covers a monthly stipend of 1,181 euros at master's level and 1,400 euros at PhD level. So the application process generally starts in September or early October. Again, you can keep a check on when the application process starts. And the deadline is usually January, so it should be open anytime soon now. The next one being MODGA, Make Our Planet Great Again scholarship. It is offered in the field of earth systems, climate change and sustainability, energy transition, and environmental issues. It is offered by the French Ministry of Foreign and European Affairs and the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation. It covers, it is offered at various levels like master's, PhD, and postdoc. So each year they have different programs and different levels that they cover. Generally, scholarship at master's level, students get a monthly stipend of 1,190 euros. And for PhD, depending on the duration and depending on the duration of your program, the benefits are told to the students at a later stage. And the students also get additional allowance like airfare and other expenses related to accommodation. The deadline is generally April, May. For this year, we have already crossed the deadline, which was last month. But you can always keep a check for the next year. Then Erasmus Mundus scholarship programs. These are offered by a group of European higher education institutions, offered at various levels like master's, PhD, short-term study, or training programs, teaching programs. If you're enrolled at a master's level, the scholarship can be given to you up to 24 months, which is the duration of your master's program. And if you're going for other training programs or teaching programs, the duration will depend on the duration of your program. The Erasmus scholarships are generally a fully funded scholarship, which cover your training fees, living expenses, your accommodation expenses, and also your travel expenses. So the deadline is usually between January and March. If you wish to apply for these scholarships, you must get in touch with the coordinating university according to the program of your interest. The Franco-Indian Education Trust scholarships. So Franco-Indian Education Trust is a non-for-profit trust. It's an Indian trust which is fully supported by the Embassy of France in India. It was launched in 2018, and since then it has managed to send more than 70 students to France to take up their higher studies. Currently, there are 2 scholarship programs offered by the trust. Shikhar Tale Scholarship Program, which is offered at master's level in the field of studies in engineering, in the field of study engineering, into domains such as aerospace, AI, communication and control systems. The scholarship generally covers your monthly living expenses up to 700 euros. Plus, you also get additional benefits. The second scholarship is Yugam Lagrange Scholarship, which is offered by Lagrange India Private Limited in an association with the Franco-Indian Education Trust. Again, it is offered to students who come from low-income families. Social criteria, your financial background being a criteria for the scholarship. It is offered for master's studies in engineering and management fields. The benefit is usually the student gets a monthly living allowance of INR 59,500 rupees, which is approximately 700 euros, plus the additional benefits. Other than these scholarships, there are French institutions also that offer scholarships. For example, Emile Boutmy Scholarship, which is offered by Sciences Po, that can cover your tuition fee from 3,000 euros up to 10,000 euros, and also can cover, in some cases, your living expenses up to 5,000 euros per year. Then there are scholarships like IDEX scholarship offered by Paris-Saclay or University of Strasbourg. These scholarships usually have, they cover a part of your tuition fee. In order to apply for these scholarships or benefit from these scholarships, you must get in touch with your institution in France. For more information, I invite you to visit the Campus France India website, where we have detailed information on the various scholarships that you can apply for and different domains. We also have we generally post about all the scholarships on our social media also. So you can follow Campus France India on Instagram and Facebook to get regular updates on scholarships. You can also log on to Campus Boost, which is an online scholarship directly. It's a tool which has the scholarships that are offered by states, other foundations, institutions. So you can go on this directory and search for scholarships according to your field of interest, nationality, level, etc. Additionally, you can also write to me at scholarship.france@is india.in. If you have any queries with regards to particular scholarship in a particular field of studies, you can always send in a word, and we can help you with finding financial assistance.
Thank you.
That's about it.
Thanks. Yes, that's it. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. Thank you so much, Rajni, for such an informative presentation. I can see that we already have a lot of questions in the chat box as well as the Q&A box. But before we answer your questions, I would like to invite Akshaya and Rajiv to present themselves and let everyone know what type of course you've done or which scholarship you have gotten. So I'll start with Akshaya.
Hi, good evening. My name is Akshaya Jose. I'm currently studying at Sciences Po. I'm in my second year of my master's doing international security. I'm currently interning at the UN World Food Program, and I have the Charpak Master Scholarship.
All right. And Rajiv?
Hello, I'm Rajiv Srivitsan. I'm from Tamil Nadu, India, and I'm currently pursuing my master's in supply chain lean management at Toulouse Business School, and I'm an IFL scholarship awardee.
Right. So we have two students with two of the most popular scholarships. So Akshaya, if you can talk about the benefits that you receive from the scholarship, or how was the application procedure?
So the Charpak application procedure is a little different in that you have to fill in 3 questions. And the questions are basically why you want to come to France and why that institution in France. Then the second question is why the Charpak scholarship. And the third question is why you. So it's a quite very clearly laid out process. And I think it's also reflective in that when you apply for this scholarship, you think not just about why you are the best candidate, but also about the vision and the ideals of the institution that's giving you the scholarship and how you benefit and how you can contribute back to that. So I think one of the biggest do's and don'ts for this would be understand the timelines very well in advance. That's something that I didn't do and that I missed all of the deadlines. So there's a lot of opportunities, as Rajni just showed you. So as long as you start off early, which you're already doing if you're here at this webinar, and you have a good sense of what the scholarships are, you should be able to make it.
Right. And when it comes to documentation, can you talk a little bit on that? What are the important documents that you definitely needed? For example, CV, SOP, how does that work?
So you needed a CV. The SOP was divided into 3 questions. So I think how for me what was important is especially is understanding why this particular college Sciences Po was relevant to my career ambitions and why specifically it made sense for me to come to France and study. The Charpak itself helps you with living expenses. It helps you with tuition fees. It also really helps you with accommodation. So it makes the transition to France very smooth, and that it wasn't hard for me because I was moving to a new country. It also, sort of connected me to a larger network of people. I think something because you don't have an SOP in a sense, you have to be extremely clear in your application. It's about, I don't think you have more than 300, 400 words to type for every question. So you can't keep going on and on. Also, I think because you do both your CV and you have these questions, you also want to not just let the questions be a repetition of your CV. So something that I sort of thought about is how do I weave my CV into a story to tell, not just in the past, my professional experiences, my personal experiences, and my academic experiences that have brought me to where I am today, and how Charpak is going to help me move forward in my goals of tomorrow. So I think if I have anything to say, I think it's extremely important to be very honest in your application, be very clear, and remember why you're doing what you're doing, and let that passion show through those 3 questions that you have. And I think I'm not too sure about this, but I had to also put in my Sciences Po application, like the confirmation of my application, and I had to give in details of my contact at Sciences Po.
Right. Okay. And Rajiv, for you, how was the application procedure for the Eiffel Scholarship?
It's entirely different from all the other scholarships because Eiffel Scholarship is not in your hands to choose. It's like the institution which you apply for has to shortlist you, saying that you are an outstanding candidate among the applicants you have applied for, and then they'll promote you to the committee of Campus France, where they'll decide whether or not to go with your application forward. So you have to have an excellent profile. As you said, you have to be consistent uh, from the start of your career. So that is what they see primarily, and that is what they focus on. And once you apply for it, and it cannot be decided by you, or you cannot just wait for it. And the main motive has to be like, you have to say why you choose it, and why this institution, and like similar to like how Akshaya said for Chapak, it's similar, like why you choose and why you choose this particular institution, why France. And you have to explain it all in the motivation letter, which is what is required. And I think that is the main difference that will sort out from the other applicants which you have put it.
Right. So after you get an acceptance letter, you just inform your institution that you are interested, and they decide whether they apply on your behalf or not. So are there any specific documents that you needed to submit for this?
Basically, it's your CV where you have to mention the grade which you have got, or the highly recommended one is if you have a ranking system which is provided by your bachelor's university. So if that is there, you'll have some kind of an advantage with that. And the other things would be TOEFL or IELTS, whatever you have, and the certificates of DELF A1, A2, B1, B2, whatever you have. And those all is the documents that is primarily required for them, along with your mark sheets.
Right. So both of you mentioned that the SOP is the most important document because, you convince the jury that you deserve this scholarship. So for Charpak, of course, it wasn't a direct SOP, but the questions that you answered were essentially your motivation. So do you have any tips for that? So how did you exactly write your SOP? Any tips, any do's and don'ts?
Yeah, I would say like you have to connect your personal experiences with your professional ones. That is how I presented myself, and that tells you that you're always consistent and legitimate to whatever you do. Uh, so to try, for example, if you have to say if you're a team leader for a sports team, and if you're also a team leader for a project in a particular college or something like that, you can say that I've been a leader in both the situations, and that proves that you're a great leader. So that is how you project yourself at each situation. That would
Right.
be one
And
kind of.
all right. Akshaya?
I mean, just adding on to that, I think that something that you don't realize is that almost everybody applying for these scholarships have very good grades. So grades are just a threshold in that sense. And you have good grades, but now what? So that was sort of the guiding question for me. With I have grades, and for me, grades are a reflection of my passion about the subject. But I also try to, as Rajiv said, bring in my personal experience and also bring in the internships and research that I've done and how that's connected to my professional goals.
Right. And overall, for the both of you, how has your experience been with the scholarship? Because you were in France in the middle of the pandemic when most people were not able to, look for a part-time job or an internship, for example. So how did the scholarship help you in that sense?
Like for me, it helped a lot because without a part-time job, it's so difficult to manage expenses here in France because it's quite expensive. So I could stand out among others because I had a scholarship and I can manage my expenses among the pandemic. And without the scholarship, it would have been more difficult for me to survive here.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I think especially if you're studying in one of the big cities like Paris, which is extremely expensive to live in, I think just the fact that Campus France really helps you right from the get-go, from your visa applications to literally getting you to the place that you're going to stay in and help you. And there was always Rajini was always on call. Our coordinators in France were always on call. So when there were difficulties, it was very easy to reach out to them, and we also had a good network of other scholarship holders. So even with you also helped with the medical expenses as well. So it was a very far-reaching sort of good, very important safety net while studying in France.
Yeah, absolutely. And so before we move on to the Q&A, do you have any tips for our future students who will be applying either this year or next year? Any tips,
Yeah.
any do's and don'ts?
If you want to go for Eiffel Scholarship, you have to decide on which university you prefer for, and you have to make a list of priority of universities and have it in order. So if you have 2 or 3 offers from different universities, you have to be ready to choose which one to go for, because only one institute which you apply for can be used, and you can only receive for the institute from which you applied for. So that is one thing to focus on.
Right. And Akshaya?
I think a general tip that I would have is one, very early plan out all of the timelines, apply to all of the scholarships that you can, because I think at the end of the day, it's a numbers game, in that, there are so many factors out of your control that decide whether you get a scholarship or not. So always put your best foot forward, and that would involve applying to a good range of scholarships and making sure that you don't stretch yourself out too thin by applying in good timelines.
Right. All right. So I think with that, we will move on to the Q&A. I will just take a couple of questions. I can see that there are a lot of questions about the age limit, Rajni. So if someone is 31, but they have a great profile, can they apply, or it's a strict no?
It's no, I would say. So the maximum limit, at the time of application should be 30 and not more.
Right. The next question is for Akshaya and Rajiv. When exactly did you guys apply for your scholarship?
For me, I applied just a month before, like in the month of December. That's when I was shortlisted by my university, and you have a deadline on January first week or two. So before that, you have to be ready. So that just applied by December.
Okay.
I mean, unfortunately for me, I applied on the very last day. So absolutely don't do that. Be like Rajiv, essentially, in this scenario.
Yeah. One more question, Rajni. Are there any scholarships for medical students?
See, medical scholarships are very tricky. Really depends. We do not have, from the ones that I mentioned about, you cannot apply to these. But yeah, when you're enrolling in a institution, you can always look for funding opportunities. They do have in-house, options to support your studies. You can always ask your institution. That's the best thing to do. But yeah, we at the embassy, we do not offer any full-time scholarship for medical students.
Right.
Subjects.
Okay. And I think for the need-based scholarship, I think Rajni, you've already mentioned there's only one scholarship that we have.
That is offered through the trust, which is UGM Lebanon. Then you have to go and check whether you fulfill all the eligibility criteria and then apply. And it's only for engineering and management studies. So yeah, if you do not fall into that category, you cannot apply for the scholarship. Rest
Okay.
are based on your academic performance.
Right. For the Charpak scholarship, you mentioned that we need to have an acceptance letter. But when it comes to applying to public universities, most students don't hear back till May, sometimes June. So in that case, how do they proceed?
So it is also mentioned on the website. So you can go on the website, which states that, if you do not have an acceptance letter before the deadline of the scholarship, you can always upload, an email correspondence proof or, an attestation from the institution stating that you have applied for the scholarship, the study program, and that the results will be out after the deadline. So we do take those files into consideration. We evaluate those. But yeah, if you're selected, it is mandatory that you should get an acceptance in that institution.
Okay. For the Charpak Exchange Scholarship, is it mandatory to have to be enrolled at an Indian institution which has a partnership with a French institution, or they can apply directly and then proceed?
It is absolutely important and mandatory, for your Indian institution to have a partnership or tie up with the French institution. I get a lot of queries, from students asking how should they apply for it. So the first and foremost, you should go and check with your Indian institution which all French institutions they have tie-ups with, and then approach these institutions on your own. We do not help you get an acceptance from these institutions. So you approach them, see how it how it matches with your profile, and whether you can go for semester exchange program there. If you get an acceptance, yeah, proceed with your scholarship application.
All right. The next question is about MOBGA. Is it available for next year, September 2022 intake?
It will be, so each year for MOBGA, the theme changes and the level changes. If it is offered for master's program this year, next year it may be available for PhD or postdoc program. So you will have to really check out on the website and see in what field and what level it is available for next year. I mean, we do not have an answer to it as of now.
Okay. Can students apply to multiple scholarships? And if they do end up getting, let's say, 2 or 3 scholarships, can they avail benefits from all the scholarships?
No, it is you must, if you're selected for 2-3 scholarships, you can only benefit from one. If you've got later that you're benefiting from 2 scholarships, that can put you in trouble. So it is always good to just go with one scholarship.
Right. And what if one scholarship is offered by the private institution, so it's a private scholarship, and one is a French government scholarship?
So if it is covering your tuition fee waiver, if you're given tuition fee waiver from the institution, we do not have an objection. But yes, you cannot get 2 scholarships covering your living expenses that way.
Okay. The next question is, in order to apply or to get the scholarship, is French mandatory?
It is not mandatory if you're applying for scholarships, but it is always an asset. Like Akshay just mentioned that there are so many students who have good academic records, and then what? So it is always an added advantage, and it adds to your application, makes it strong, and also if you're going to study in France, it is always better to know the language. So we also encourage you to learn French that ways.
Right. Okay. So when it comes to applying to these scholarships, do we have a separate portal for it, or where do students apply?
So all, if you're applying for the Embassy of France scholarships or trust scholarships, you have to submit your application from the dedicated online platform. If you're applying for co-finance scholarship or institutional scholarships, you have to get in touch directly with your French institution and figure out the application process with them.
Okay. Does having a professional gap affect your application?
Not really, but yes, for your education, not the professional, I would say, but we do not take a gap of more than 3 years into your, between your 2 education, between your bachelor's or master's or your next academic degree.
All right. Let's say if a student applies to the Charpak Exchange Scholarship, they end up getting the scholarship, and in the future they decide to go for a master's program and they apply for the Charpak Master's Scholarship. So does it affect the application because they've already received one scholarship in the past?
No, they can absolutely apply and benefit from the scholarship. But if you've already benefited from Charpak exchange program, you cannot benefit again from the same program. But definitely Charpak Master or Lab in that case.
All right. Does having IELTS or GMAT, TOEFL help the profile?
No, it is not required for scholarship applications. Mainly for your, admissions, it may be required by your institution, but we do not need your IELTS or TOEFL scores for scholarship applications.
All right.
Siddhi, I think we have, just a word for all the students here. If you have any questions, like I said, because we may not be able to take up all the questions, we are almost, towards the end of the session. Please leave your queries, you can send in your queries at scholarships.fronts@ifindia.in, and we'll try to get back to each one of the questions. Yeah.
I saw a couple of questions about hospitality. So are there any specific scholarships for hospitality or for culinary in that domain, basically?
We do have a Charpak Master Scholarship, which is offered for all fields of study. So if you're going for a master's, a degree program, you can definitely apply for Charpak master program. But we do not have any. If you're going for a short-term, diploma or diploma course, unfortunately, then we do not have any scholarships. You better check with your institution.
Right. I'm going to take one last question. Do we have any scholarship specifically for language studies?
Flo, again, we have awarded in the past few years quite a lot of scholarships for foreign language or programs. So yes, please, you can always apply for Charpak Master Scholarship for that field.
Okay. So I think with that, we can definitely conclude the session. I can see that there are still a lot of unanswered questions, but it is, it's not possible to answer everything. But my colleague Rajni has mentioned her email ID in the chat box. You can just scroll up and get it. If not, you can go to the Campus Trans booth on the Choose Trans Tour portal. Our colleagues there will help you with the contact details for scholarships as well. And later on, we also have another webinar for alumni discussion. So if that is something you're interested in to get to know about the experience, because there were still a few questions for Akshaya and Rajiv, which unfortunately we couldn't take. So you can attend that session and see if you can learn from their experiences. So with that, I am going to end the session. Thank you so much, Rajiv, Akshaya, and Rajni for being here. And thank you to all the students. Talk with the Campus Trans booth and get the contact details if you have any questions. Thank you so much.